We're now on iReady Writing Lesson 4, Step 8. It's our last step before we go to write our paper. Yay! Right? Okay, Step 8. Please go to page 118 in our iReady writing book, and we will get started on this together. All right, this is the last step in editing, and we're going to be checking. This is for checking for errors in spelling and grammar and our punctuation, and we're going to look at some of how we use our verb tenses. Now, the verb tense, past, present, future, um, we need to look at in our writing because in a literary analysis essay like what we have done so far, the story events are usually described as being in the present tense. So we don't want to talk about what they talked about. We're talking about what they're talking about. Does that make sense? Hopefully it will. Let's get going on this. Page 118 at the top. Please follow along. It says the last step is to make sure that your spelling, grammar, and punctuation are correct. In this step, you'll focus on correcting inappropriate shifts in verb tense. Verb tenses show whether an event occurs in the past, the present, or the future. The following chart, which you guys will see down below there, shows examples of verbs in each tense. Now it has past, present, and future. Read along with me. The top line says, in the past, I saw my friend. In the present, I see my friend. And in the future, I will see my friend. Now we're going to talk about eating cookies. In the past, he ate a cookie. Nom, 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 nom. In the present, he eats a cookie. In the future, he will eat a cookie. In the past, they watched a play. In the present tense, like what's happening right now, they watch a play. And in the future, they will watch a play. Wonderful. I think you guys get this pretty well. So down here in the modeled instruction, what Philip Yee has done is he's looked back at his story, and we're going to see. We're going to read the following excerpt from a draft of the Wolf side of the story, and then we're going to complete the activities right next to it on 1 and 2. How's that sound? Yay! Let's do that together. Let's look over here at number 1. Let's see what it's asking us to do. In the first 2 sentences, the underlined verbs are in an incorrect tense. Cross out the verbs, then write the correct form of the verb above each incorrect form. Now keep in mind, we want to make sure that the past tense verbs make it to present, because we are talking about what is happening in the present in our essay. For instance, we're going to cross out the verbs where we're going to write the correct form of the verb above each incorrect form. So the underlined verb, the top in the top 2 sentences, we have described and were portrayed, and those were both put in the past tense. How can we change those to be the present tense, to where it's happening right now? The original story, The Three Little Pigs, is told by a narrator who described means in the past. So what would he be doing now? He describes the wolf as a big bad animal. So we're going to cross out describe, just put a line through it, and then above it we're going to write correctly describes. And now I want you to think really hard here. For the pigs were portrayed as innocent victims of a wolf, yada yada yada. But the underlined part says were portrayed. How can we make that in the present tense? I want you guys to put a line through were portrayed, and then above that put the correct answer. You guys got to think about this. All right. Now for number 2. The rest of the paragraph has 3 incorrect shifts in verb tense. Cross out each verb with an incorrect form, then write the correct form of the verb above the incorrect form, just like we have done there. All right? But you guys are going to have to find the underlined words yourself because they're not underlined for you. All right, so we have the rest of the paragraph, and it starts with, but in the true story of the three little pigs, it will be the wolf's turn to talk. Will be means it's in the future. He started out showing his point of view by saying, I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. This sentence had set up the rest of the story, which shows the events from the wolf's point of view. Did I give you enough hints there? I hope so, because I'm going to move on to the next page. If you need to replay that again, just move that little thing back a little bit and then play that over again and see if you can catch my hints. All right. However, you're going to hit pause too, because I'm moving on to number 3. And on the next page, it says, read the following excerpt from an early draft of the wolf side of the story. Then complete the activities. Use the hints for help. As always, look at those hints. They really do help. And let's do what they say. Let's read the following excerpt and then complete the activities. The following excerpt, it's an early draft. All right, so it's not the final product. The wolf will be explaining that he only tried to break down the door because the pig inside had made a rude comment about his granny. No, I'm usually a calm fellow, the wolf had said, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. Now, we need to read the sentence from the draft. This sentence, so let's read this. We're just following along, guys, okay? The wolf will be explaining that he only tried to break down the door because the pig inside had made a rude comment about his granny. And they have underlined will be explaining. Which word or words, I'm reading down here below this, which word or words should replace the underlined verb to make the sentence correct? Circle the correct answer. Oh, the hint. I love the hint. The hint says, in what tense are events described in a literary analysis essay? And the answer to that is present tense. Always present tense. So if the wolf will be explaining, doesn't that kind of say like he's going to be doing it later on? That would be future tense. Which one of A, B, C, or D would be the correct way to put this sentence into the present tense? And either what you do is the way I would do it is I would say I would kind of put each one of the options in instead of what we have that's underlined, and then read it like that. So A says will explain. That's kind of future tense anyhow, so let's avoid that. Explained. Explained? That happens in the past, right? So we're still looking for present tense. Explains. Explains. That's happening right now, so that's present tense. Let's read it. The wolf explains that he only tried to break down the door because the pig inside had made a rude comment about his granny. Sounds good. Let's see what else there is. D says had explained. Had explained. That's past tense. So really, there's only one here that satisfies that present tense that we're looking for. Which one was that? Number 4 says, read the sentence from the draft. Now, I'm usually a calm fellow, the wolf had said. But when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. Now, on the lines below, rewrite the sentence. Oh, we gotta write? Oh my gosh. On the lines below, rewrite the sentence, replacing the underlined words with the correct verb tense. So really what you're going to have to do is you're just going to have to rewrite the whole sentence, changing what has been underlined so that it happens right now, in the present. Change it from past tense to present tense. Okay. The hint says, what are the different forms of the verb to say? Say, says, said, saying. Those are some examples there. So you guys are going to have to choose which one. No, I'm usually a calm fellow, the wolf had said. You have to think about the present tense. But when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. So I'm going to let you guys rewrite that sentence using the correct verb tense. Yay? Yay. Now that step 8 is done, we have hopefully gone through all of the correct revisions, and we have checked over our papers really well, and we have gone through after this particular revision, and we have checked for all of the grammar, the punctuation, the spelling, and we're going to see if we're using the right verb tense for this particular story. So once you get all that taken care of, you get it perfectly the way you want it. Now is the time to do that, because when we come into class, I believe it's on Wednesday, we're going to open up Am I Right? We're going to have our paper with us, and we're going to type in what we have written. And that will be our final paper for lesson 4. And then guess what? We'll just take a nice little long break after that and not do any more writing. No! We're going to do it. We're going to start the next lesson right after that on Thursday. You're welcome. Good luck on this, guys. We're going to use part of tomorrow as well to bring your writing all with you. Bring it all with you, and we'll try to have a look at it together before you guys make your final paper. All right? Now, good luck to everybody.